Welcome to Small Thursday and Geeks of the Week. I'm Mario, and I'm going to try to get through this video without constantly checking for Comic-Con updates. No. Stop. Put it down. Steph couldn't be here this week because she's making her annual pilgrimage to Comic-Con, and we wish her well. In fact, some exciting stuff has already happened to her. If you guys want to know what it is, follow her on Twitter, or wait until Monday until she's back so she can tell you all about it. I, for one, am looking forward to that. Pyro, keep enjoying that Deadpool. Poo. What I meant to say was the Deadpool game. From what I've seen of it, it looks really good. I've always been a fan of the Merc with the mouth. Lugo, two things. One, what kind of pie was that? And two, did you bring it up for everybody? You know, when I was in school, I always wanted somebody to do that because it'd be the most boss thing to do. The teacher would be like, did you bring it up for everybody? And you'd be like, yes, I did. Then you whip them all out. And I want to echo your sentiments to Steph. I truly do. If you guys ever need a pep talk, go to Luco because she will lift your spirits. Don't come to me because I'll just start yelling bees at you for some reason. Nikki, you were right. Sharknado, it's just a work of art. But wait for Ghost Shark. Yes, that's an actual thing. The trailer, or if you could even call it that, is out for it already. Check the link. By the way, I am impressed by your arsenal of weapons, and I don't know why I haven't downloaded League of Legends yet, but I will, because they're starting to make me feel like Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones. I had one job. I'm going to talk about some animation things that caught my eye, which is just a fancy word for cartoons. I'm going to talk about cartoons. Because that's the most important opinion when it comes to cartoons. The opinion of a grown-ass man. I'm going to start off with my review of Beware the Batman, which did premiere over the weekend on Cartoon Network. The series starts off with Bruce already in Gotham, and he's been Batman for a very short time. And the first villain he fights, and I'm sure Steph will love this, is Professor Pig. They made some interesting choices, like they made Alfred a more bodyguard-ish, tougher character. And speaking of bodyguard, they gave Bruce a bodyguard/driver, which if you ask me, sort of sounds like the Green Hornet. The animation style resembles that of the Green Lantern animated series, which is a style that has grown on me. All in all, it looks like a promising series. I'm not crazy about some of the decisions they made, but I could get used to it and it could be a bold new direction. If you guys saw it, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Do you guys remember the DC Nation shorts? Well, they're back. And over the weekend, they had an incredible one based on Wonder Woman. It was done by Robert Valley. If Cool and Funky had a baby, it'd be this short. I'm going to post a link below to a clip. You guys need to check this out. It's incredible. It'll be the coolest thing you see all day. Finally, I know you guys know about how I should have ended. Well, they have their Man of Steel video up. It's funny, right after I saw Man of Steel, my first immediate thought was, I can't wait for the people on how I should have ended to get their hands on this. Needless to say, they don't disappoint. If the movie would have ended the way they wanted to, it would have been the greatest Superman movie of all time. What could have been? Check the link. It's that time again for comic reviews from me, the best comic reviewer in the world. Yes! I'm going to start off with All New X-Men issue 14, written by Brian Michael Bendis and Albert Surredo Monin. And the first X-Men class are still in the present and find Mystique and her crew of mutants that are up to no good. Let me pretty much give you a recap of all the issues. Guys, isn't it crazy that the original X-Men are here? Ooh, funny quirky thing happens. Young Scott Summers. Teenage! That's pretty much it. The story's not going anywhere, and as I said before, the novelty of the first X-Men class here is starting to wear off. At first, it was cool and exciting, but now it's just getting old. Imonin's artwork is stellar, and Bendis needs to step up his game to do it justice. I rate this issue 3 out of 5. Next, Justice League of America issue 6, written by G.F. Joss of Jeff Lemire, art by Doug Mangan. And this is part 2 of Trinity War. As it appears Superman has committed murder most foul. He turns himself into the Justice League of America, but he's being set up by the Society, and several heroes are investigating what's wrong with Superman. This is the first event for DC since the reboot, and it's actually promising. I always enjoy a good mystery story, and I'm curious to see what the Society has planned. As with all event books, I always say proceed with caution, because it is a big commitment. I rate this 3.5 out of 5. Next, Deadpool issue 13, written by Gary Dugan and Brian Posehn, art by Scott Koblish. And this flashback issue set in the 70s, as an Afro-wearing Deadpool teams up with Heroes for Hire Luke Cage and Iron Fist to fight a pimp named the White Man. And no, I'm not making that name up. That alone should make you buy this issue. If you want a funny, entertaining story, then pick up this issue of Deadpool. Seriously, it's a standalone, so even if you haven't been reading Deadpool, you won't have to understand what's going on here. The artwork was classic, it had a real retro look to it, they did an incredible job with it. If you guys are a fan of Deadpool, then you need to pick up this issue, and I rated 5 out of 5. Next, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 25, written by Brian Michael Bendis and art by Dave Marquez. And it's been a year since Miles Morales decided to stop being Spider-Man, but he continues to get pressure from his friends who know his secret to return to that life, and is becoming tempted by the appearance of Cloak and Dagger. Remember what I said about Brian Michael Bendis earlier? Well, the exact opposite on this title. He brings it. And when he does, he's still one of the best comic book writers out there. Ultimate Spider-Man is fresh, new, funny, easy to follow. It's more and more becoming one of those comics that I'm going to start pushing on my friends. Dave Marquez was the fill-in artist for Sarah Pichelli, and he did an excellent job doing her similar style. I rate this issue 4.5 out of 5. Finally, Plants vs. Zombies Issue 1, written by Paul Tobin and art by Ron Chan. And based on the popular game, zombies have risen and plants are fighting them. And Young Adventures Nate Timely and Patrice Blazing are out to find out why. This comic was actually good, both to my surprise and delight. The dialogue is witty, it is a fun read, but it is a quick read. Still, if you pick up this issue, I doubt you'll be disappointed, and I rate it 4 out of 5. That's it for me. If you guys are at Comic Con, have a wonderful time. If you see Steph, tell her you recognize her from Geeks of the Week and take a picture with her. We will put you on our Facebook page. Subscribe to us, follow me on Twitter, check out the other geeks, and stay geeky.